Your belly is not just storing fat, it may be showing you a map of what is happening deeper inside your body. Think about it. Some mornings, your stomach feels normal, but by evening, it feels tight, swollen, and heavy. Or maybe your belly does not change much during the day, but it feels firm and round, almost like pressure is building from the inside. Or maybe you notice a lower belly pouch that never seems to go away, no matter how many crunches you do. Most people look at all of these shapes and call them the same thing. But that is the first mistake. Your abdomen is not just one layer of fat, it is a living space filled with organs, muscles, nerves, blood vessels, bacteria, hormones, and different kinds of pressure. So, a firm round belly, a soft lower belly, an evening bloating belly, or a belly that domes during movement can all point to very different hidden systems. The goal is not to judge your body. The goal is to read the signal, because once you understand the system behind the shape, the solution becomes much clearer. Let's start with the belly shape most people worry about first, the firm, round belly. This can sometimes mean the body is storing more fat deep inside the abdomen. This is called visceral fat. It is different from the soft fat you can pinch under the skin. Visceral fat sits deeper, around organs like the liver and intestines. And this is where things get interesting. Visceral fat is not just quiet storage, it behaves more like a chemical factory. It can send out inflammatory signals and interfere with how the body handles insulin, the hormone that helps move sugar out of the blood and into the cells. Think of it like storage boxes piling up in the engine room. The problem is not only that there are more boxes, the problem is where they are sitting. That is why a growing waist can sometimes reveal more than body weight alone. And this is also why endless crunches are usually the wrong tool. Crunches train muscle, but they do not directly fix the metabolic environment that encouraged deep belly fat in the first place. The better target is the whole system. Walking, strength training, better sleep, protein, fiber, and fewer constant blood sugar spikes. But not every belly is this deep storage problem. Now, compare that to a soft lower belly. This is often more connected to subcutaneous fat, the fat layer that sits just under the skin. It is the kind of fat you can usually pinch. And here is the part most people miss. Not all belly fat behaves the same way. Subcutaneous fat is more like padding under a carpet. Visceral fat is more like clutter around the body's machinery. Both matter, but they do not send the same signal. A soft lower belly can still reflect extra stored energy, but it does not automatically mean something dangerous is happening inside your body. So do not let the mirror become your medical test. Look at the full picture. Your waist trend, energy, sleep, blood pressure, blood sugar, and how your body feels over time. But there is another belly shape that tricks almost everyone. The belly that grows during the day, if your stomach looks flatter in the morning but feels swollen by evening, that is usually not fat appearing in one day. That is pressure. And to understand it, we have to zoom into the gut. Inside your intestines, bacteria are constantly breaking down parts of your food. When they ferment certain carbohydrates, they can produce gas. Normally, that gas moves through. But if digestion slows, if constipation builds, or if you swallow extra air by eating quickly, pressure can rise. Think of your gut like a long subway tunnel. When traffic moves smoothly, everything keeps flowing. But when trains slow down, passengers pile up and the whole tunnel starts to feel crowded. That crowded feeling can become bloating, tightness, cramps, or a belly that expands as the day goes on. The clue is timing. If it changes dramatically from morning to night, do not immediately blame fat. Ask a better question. What is building pressure? Is it happening after certain foods, carbonated drinks, stress, eating too fast, long gaps without movement, constipation? The fix may be less about shrinking the belly and more about helping the gut move, digest, and release pressure. But food is not the only signal shaping your abdomen. Stress can shape it too. When you are under stress, your body releases cortisol. Cortisol is useful in short bursts. It helps you mobilize energy when life demands it. But when stress stays high, the body can start acting like danger is always nearby. Sleep gets lighter, cravings get louder, blood sugar becomes harder to control, and the body may become more likely to store energy around the abdomen. Think of cortisol like a fire alarm. Helpful during a real fire, exhausting when it rings all day. And this is where people often blame themselves. They think, I just have no discipline. But a stressed body is often not a lazy body. It is trying to keep energy available because biologically it thinks life is unstable. So the fix is not just eating less, it is teaching the nervous system safety. Morning light, walking, steady meals, better sleep, slower evenings, and less late night stimulation. And finally, there is one belly shape that is not mainly about fat or bloating at all. If your belly forms a ridge, dome, or cone when you sit up, cough, lift, or do crunches, the issue may be pressure control in the abdominal wall. Your core is not just your abs, it is a pressure system. The diaphragm is the top. The pelvic floor is the bottom. The abdominal wall wraps around the sides. Think of it like a soda can. When pressure is controlled, the can stays strong, but if pressure pushes through a weak spot, the wall bulges outward. This can happen after pregnancy, weight changes, surgery, or poor core coordination. And this is why doing more crunches can sometimes make the problem worse. You're adding pressure to a system that may not be managing pressure well. The better first step is breathing, deep core control, posture, and sometimes guidance from a physical therapist. So your belly is not your enemy. It is more like the surface of a lake. You see the ripples, but the real story is underneath. Fat storage, gut pressure, stress signals, hormones, and muscle support. Your body is not trying to embarrass you. It is trying to communicate. And once you understand the language, your belly becomes less of a problem to hate and more of a clue to investigate. Comment below which belly pattern sounds most familiar, firm, soft, bloated, stressed, or doming. Your belly is just one part of the story. There is another part of your body that is sending signals just as loudly. And most people never learn to read it either. Your face, the shape of your jaw, the fullness of your cheeks, even small shifts in symmetry can point to hormones, stress, and systems you cannot see. If you want to know what your face might be telling you, that is exactly what we are decoding next.